Yes, today's topic is division of sectors as organized and unorganized. One way of classifying activities in the economy according to their conditions of work, or are there any rules and regulations that are followed as regards their employment. On the basis of the employment conditions, economy is divided into organized and unorganized sectors. We are dealing with the page number 3030. Page numbers 26, 27, 28, 29 is an activity for you. That is standard 9. We learned what is disguised unemployment, underemployment, especially in agriculture sector with example, and NREGA. These two topics see the textbook 20 this standard 10 itself 26, 27, 28, 29, or standard 9 textbook and note down the value points and the example same that we learned in standard 9 itself. Okay, yes, we can continue the organized and unorganized sectors in columns on the basis of what? Employment conditions. Economy is divided into organized and unorganized. If I say formal and organized is formal and unorganized is informal, that way also we can classify. Our school is a formal one. How do we say? Why do we say that's a formal one? The reasons you know very well, because we do have timetable and it is affiliated to CBSE and rules and regulations are the discipline, and like that you are able to write a lot about our school as an organized sector itself. So organized sector covers those enterprises or places of work where terms of employment are regular. Terms of employment are regular and people are assured work. ASSURED, assured work. They are registered by the government, registration number, registered by the government and have to follow rules and regulations, which are given in various laws such as Factories Act, Minimum Wages Act, Payment of Gratuity Act, like that. It's called organized. Why? Because it has some formal process, PROCESS, and procedures, formal process and procedures. Some of these people may not be employed by anyone, but may work on their own, but they too have to register themselves with the government and follow the rules and regulations. Workers in the organized sector enjoy security of employment. The security of employment. Certain number of hours. Do you know how much? How many hours? 8 hours. Out of that, 1 hour is a lunch break and all. If they work more, they have to get what? They have to get overtime. They have to pay the overtime by the employer. They also get several other benefits from the employers. What are these benefits? They get paid leave, payment during holidays, provident fund, PF, we call it as PF, provident fund, gratuity, etc. They are supposed to get medical benefits also. We know that medical card, insurance cards, medical benefits, and under the laws, the factory manager has to ensure facilities like drinking water and a safe working environment. That's also very important. Drinking water and safe working environment. Safe working environment. When they retire, these workers get a pension also. It's like a ministry or the government sector itself is the example. They do get a pension also. Everybody likes to work in that place that is an organized sector. Meanwhile, in our textbook, an example given about Kanda, page number 30 itself, it's a and Kanda and Kamal. One Kanda works in the organized sector and all benefits are there like this. And Kamal is a daily wage laborer in a nearby grocery shop. So we can say she or he works in an unorganized sector. Kamal works in the unorganized sector. An example is given, that's a case study, and you have to make 2 columns of that examples also in your notebook. Yes, what's an unorganized sector? Unorganized sector is characterized by what? Small and scattered units which are largely outside the control of the government. No control of the government. The previous one comes mainly under government itself, and all benefits are there. There are rules and regulations, but these are not followed. Rules and regulations are not followed. That's a main problem. Jobs here are low paid and often not regular. Low paid, and then what else? Not regular salaries also. Regular, no. And there is no provision for overtime. All points what we learned in organized sector, that all benefits are not there in the unorganized sector. No paid leave, no holidays, leave due to sickness, etc. Nothing is there. Employment is not security of job is not the security of job is not the no sick leave like that. When there is less work, such as during some seasons, we know that in the case of agriculture, some people may be asked to leave. A lot also depends on the whims of the employer. This sector includes a large number of people who are employed on their own, that is self-employed, doing small jobs such as selling on the street or doing repair work. Farmers work on their own and hire laborers as when and they require. So these are the examples of unorganized sector. Farm workers, because it's a seasonal job also. Farm workers are there, and self-employed jobs of small jobs such as selling on the street or doing repair work. These are all examples of what? Unorganized sector. Everyone likes to work in a organized sector, no doubt. So that sector has to expand a lot and has to follow the rules of the government sector or the organized sector. Rules and regulations are there, that is not followed. That is one of the reasons we do face. So in this context, page number 31, a good question comes to us. Have to protect workers. Have to protect workers in the unorganized sector. If I do say one sentence answer, what we can say, what's the answer for that? That is, all the problems of the unorganized sector can be removed by following the rules of the government and make it more formal, and all the rules and regulations of the government can be followed. Organized sector offers jobs that are most sought after. Employment opportunities in the organized sector have been expanding very slowly. It's common to find many organized sector enterprises in the unorganized sector. They adopt such strategies to evade taxes and refuse to follow the laws that protect laborers. Refuse to follow the laws, LAWS, that protect laborers. As a result, a large number of workers were forced to work or enter the unorganized sector jobs. which pay, as we already learned, a very low salary. They are often exploited and not paid a fair wage. Exploitation and not paid a fair wages. And not fair wages. Their earnings are low and not regular. These jobs are not secure and have no other benefits. So since the 90s, it's common to see a large number of workers losing their jobs in the organized sector. These workers are forced to take up jobs where in the unorganized sector with the low earnings. So hence, besides the need for more work, there is also a need for protection and support of the workers in the unorganized sector. Who are these vulnerable groups? In the rural areas and urban areas, we can categorize rural and urban. These type of unorganized workers we can see both in rural and urban areas. The rural areas are an unorganized sector mostly comprised of landless agricultural laborers. Landless agricultural laborers, small and marginal farmers, these all examples also they do ask in MCQ questions. Small and marginal farmers, sharecroppers and blacksmiths, carpenters and goldsmiths. Nearly 80% of the rural households in India are coming under small and marginal farmers. 80% of rural households comes under this category. These farmers need to be supported through adequate facility for timely delivery of seeds. So, availability of seeds on time and agriculture inputs, credit facilities and storage facilities and marketing outlets. If these facilities are taken care by the government or by the formal sector, it is very helpful for the rural workers and it is very good for their protection even if they work in unorganized sector also. So we can classify it into rural and urban areas. Urban areas, unorganized sector comprises mainly workers in small scale industry, casual workers, casual CASUAL, casual workers in construction, trade and transport, etc. And those who work as street vendors, headload workers, garment makers, street vendors, garment workers, and rack pickers, etc. Small scale industry also needs government support. These people also need government support for what and what? For procuring raw material. For procuring means for collecting or sambhariക്കുക. PROCURING, procuring raw material and marketing of output. The casual workers in both rural and urban areas also need to be protected. Yes. Another category we have the majority workers from scheduled caste and scheduled tribes and backward communities. They also need protection by the government and they are those who work in unorganized sector. Besides getting the irregular and low paid work, these workers face as all the problems of the unorganized sector they face, like as we already learned or discussed about low paid, no regular work and can be ejected at any time. Yes, these workers also face social discrimination, social partialities. So they need protection support, especially the unorganized sector workers. It's very much needed for both economic and social development. For both social and economic development, the protection of workers in the rural areas and the unorganized areas, and including SC, ST and backward communities. Mainly the reason we can understand that backward communities, SC, ST face what? Social discrimination also. Today's assignment is exercise page number 37, 15th question, that is, how are the activities in the, share the question, how are the activities in the economy classified on the basis of employment conditions? Firstly, we have to identify the classification of the economy on the basis of employment conditions are organized and unorganized sector, and on the basis of above mentioned value points we have to make this essay for 6 marks. And another part of the question we can make it out now, which are the vulnerable groups and have to protect the workers in this unorganized sector. Or another question by you, that is, what are the problems of the unorganized sector and how we can solve it. Question number 16, page number 37. When we read that question also, we can see that compare the employment conditions. Compare the employment conditions prevailing in the organized and unorganized sector. Organized and unorganized sector. What's the answer? Answer same as we already discussed. So please note down the question only, and answer is same. 16th question in our textbook. Okay, thank you. Take care.